Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about mental health. So I found out on May 1st that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I feel like it's really important to talk about that and really shed some light on that topic. It can be something that's really difficult to talk about, but especially in these really difficult times that we're going through right now, I think it's even more important than ever to really shed a light just on how much mental health can impact so many people. So during this social distancing, as we're calling it, I I don't know about you, but I don't really feel like this is social distancing. And I was saying that even from like the first week. I had kind of been social distancing for like a year. Been going through a lot of personal stuff, and I kind of wasn't really hanging out with friends, wasn't talking to people very much, was really trying to just focus on myself and my own mental health and really work on that. And so the second everything went digital, it was like suddenly everybody's reaching out virtually, but like I hadn't been talking to anybody or hanging out with people for a while, but now everybody wants to talk online. And I feel like I feel like I'm socializing more than I had been in a long time, and it's exhausting for me, and I know it is for a lot of people, especially if you're like a really introverted person, which didn't used to be, but I really became one in college, and it's weird because during this time it's like I'm feeling over socialized, but also missing human contact because I live by myself. So like there's nobody for me to hug in the morning. I don't get to hug my mom for breakfast. I don't get to do all of those things, and it's difficult because I'm just in an apartment by myself. And so I think that there are a lot of people in similar situations. There are a lot of you who might be quarantined in different parts of your house from your parents if people are sick, and like it's hard. And I just really want you guys to know that like you're not alone. There are a lot of people who are going through a lot of these really difficult things right now. And I think that it's really important to talk about these things, especially when we're all so separated, but so weirdly connected at the same time. But like times like these when we're all going through a crisis together, it's really difficult for everybody, but it can be really, really, really difficult for people with mental illness. And I can say that as somebody who has mental illnesses, and this is a really, really difficult time for me that's following what was a very, very difficult year. For those of you, mainly my students who knew me in this past year, who were my students last year, I kept telling you guys you saw me through my quarter life crisis because you really did. But in this past like year and a half, I was diagnosed with both anxiety and depression. And I know that that's something that a lot of you are struggling with right now, especially those of you who may have lost a friend at the beginning of the year. I know this has been a really difficult time, particularly for the 8th grade and those of you who lost a friend. And I know that a lot of you, even prior to this shutdown, were struggling with anxiety, depression, all of that are normal things to experience when you're going through middle school. And now we're in this world pandemic crisis, and the world has just gone crazy. And I know that a lot of you are feeling it now, even more than you may have before. And I really just want you guys to know that you have somebody to talk to. I'm here. If you need to talk to me, you can message me on Google Chat, Instagram, whatever. But like, I understand what you're going through, to the extent that I can. And I know that some of you are probably experiencing situations that I can't even imagine. But if you just need someone to talk to who can understand, and just make sure that you are taking care of your mental health right now. I know that when we're all so worried about this virus, and we're so focused on our physical health and staying home and doing our jobs and doing our schoolwork. Sometimes taking care of yourself falls by the wayside, but part of keeping your physical health intact and not getting sick is taking care of your mental health. Your mental health really can affect your physical health and affect whether you get sick or not, and it can hurt or help your immune system. Make sure that you're taking care of your mental health, and some ways that you can really do that, make sure you're planning some time for yourself every single day. And that's not necessarily something I've been great at this entire time, but even if it's just an hour of, I'm gonna just do whatever I want. If that thing you love doing is play video games, just make sure you've got your time, you do that every day. If it's, I wanna sing, go do that. You wanna dance, go do that. Just go do, you wanna do yoga, you wanna play soccer, go do something that makes you happy. Get yourself moving. Journal, write, just spend some time with yourself. Turn your device off and just spend some time with you. Because I know that that can be really hard, especially when the only way we have contact with other people is through the screen and we're lonely, but you really need to take some time to sit with yourself and make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Take a bubble bath, take an extra long shower, spoil yourself. You know, make sure that you are really taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are exercising. Exercise is so important. It's also something I haven't been doing great with, but that's actually something I'm really trying to focus on this week, is getting my exercise back into my schedule, because I can feel it in my body that I have not been doing enough exercise for the past 2 months that I've been locked in my apartment. And first of all, exercise, when you get moving, it pumps endorphins, which will just naturally raise your mood. So it's really good for that. And also just make sure you're keeping your body in shape. We're not meant to be cooped up in tiny little apartments all day. And it's hard. I know it's really hard to go out on the streets, especially if you're still in the city right now, because there's just so many people. I don't even want to go outside to run, because there's just so many people outside without masks on, and I don't want to be near that. So exercise, but do it in a safe way. And with that, one other thing that, of course, still staying socially distant, but getting sunlight can make such a huge difference. Even if it's just I'm going to go lay in the sun for 10 minutes in the morning right when I wake up. They say that getting direct sunlight right within the first half an hour of waking up is really, really great way to wake up your body and elevate your mood. So those are some really good things that you can do. Another thing that I would really recommend, and I do have it for my students as a part of your weekly assignments, but those journaling assignments, I'd really recommend journaling. I haven't been doing it every single day, but on the days that I have, it's been really helpful just to spend a few minutes just pouring whatever words come to my brain onto the page and processing through my feelings, my thoughts, because there's a lot of those right now, and I think a lot of us are really scared and anxious, and it's scary what's happening right now. And it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to be anxious, and it's okay to be sad and depressed and miss your friends. But make sure that you take care of yourself, and make sure that if you're feeling those things, that you really reach out and you get the help that you need. Like I said, I'm here to talk if you need. You can also always reach out to your guidance counselors, reach out to your friends, reach out to your families. It's really hard when you're at home and you can't talk to anybody. And I know for some people, maybe your emotional support system aren't the people that you live with. Maybe your true family isn't the family that you were born into, but it's the friends that you choose, and those are the people that you can't see right now. And just make sure that you reach out to them, stay in contact, and keep those people that keep you sane on a daily basis close. And just support each other, be there. I think it's really important right now to just be okay with not being okay. sometimes the best you can do is survive when times are really hard. And if that's all you can do right now, that's okay. Just survive. If all you can do is get out of bed each day, put on some clothes, take a shower, and pet your cat, that's fine. Some days are like that. Some days are like that for me. There might be some days that you get so much done, and there might be days that you literally can't get out of bed. And I think that everybody's feeling that right now. And it's important to acknowledge that sometimes you just need to take a break. Sometimes you just need to stop worrying about all of your work and nonsense and just take a few days to take care of your own mental health. And I think that right now that's really important to think about for myself, for my students, for any musicians, performers who operate on a semester performing schedule who normally have concert season in December and May. This is going to be a really hard time for a lot of specifically student musicians who normally would have been going into final concerts, senior recitals, all of these things that now can't happen. And no matter what we do virtually, I know we can do everything that we can, but it's hard to replace those things. And I'm definitely feeling that as well. I know that a lot of I put a lot into this concert that we were supposed to be putting on this week. So I'm feeling the struggle this week a lot, and I have in the weeks leading up to it. So just know that I'm here for you if you're feeling like this week is harder than other weeks and you're not sure why. That's probably it. I realized that a few weeks ago as we were leading into concert season that this was going to be a really difficult time. This week I'm going to try to throw myself into some more of the creative side of the projects we've been trying to do with virtual choir stuff instead of the really grading administrative side, which is like all that I've been doing for most of virtual learning. And I think since this would have been the time that we would have been putting on our shows and showing all of this creativeness, that it's really important to find a way to keep doing that. And I'm really doing my best to create some virtual choir activities to keep both my creativeness going and to keep your creativeness going. So I'll be posting more information on that as I start getting stuff together. I've already got my select choir working on some recordings for one of my arrangements that I'm hoping to have a full recording of by the end of this month. Maybe we'll see how fast it works. Like I said, it's a hard time, and I'm kind of trying to just let myself accomplish my work at the pace that I can, because it's important that I take care of myself. But sometimes that's difficult.